Hi everybody, Patty Ann here. Hang on. Today's mug is a happy birthday mug because yesterday was my birthday. I was born on St. Patrick's Day, hence the name Patty. My mom and dad decided since I was born on St. Patrick's Day, they'd name me Patty rather than Lorraine. So anyway, here's the thing. I was watching a video today on Facebook and it said something about it being St. Patrick's month. And I'm like, what the what? Does that mean I get to celebrate my birthday month? Yeah, I could live with that. Except for, well, too much cake and frivolity yesterday. Anyway, so today what I plan on doing is two different things. First of all, I got let me get back to it. I got a question from one of my viewers on YouTube, and it was concerning the video that I made about using Inkscape and Babelmap and the Samantha font. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware or you know about the Samantha font. It's gorgeous. It has so many cute little curly cues and stuff. You can adjust the lettering, and it really is pretty. Well, anyway, Patricia had said, how do you get all the letters to show up in Babelmap? I mostly have empty boxes. Well, I think there's just a teeny weeny little step that Patricia may have missed. So I'm going to show it to her and anyone else that may be wondering also in this video. And then the other thing I'm going to show is I heard about a really great website today that all of the images are free for us to use, even for commercial use. And I found the cutest bunny rabbit. I haven't done it yet, but I think it will be perfect to use. So join me down here at the computer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, notice that I have open both Inkscape, which is a free program. Again, I'm not affiliated. And I have opened the free program. Now let me pull this down just a little bit. Called Babelmap. Okay. Now, the first thing you need to do if you want to use the Samantha font, of course, you have to have downloaded it on your computer. After you've downloaded it, and I'm sure Patricia has because she's been following along, but just has those boxes showing up for some reason instead of letters. So let me show her what may have been happening, and maybe it's happened to you too, because I know it happened to me originally a lot. So the first thing you'll do is you'll come down here and make sure that the radio button for single font is highlighted, and then you'll search down here for the font you want to use, and I'm using this Samantha Upright Bold. Okay, the other thing that you need to do, and this is very important, is this, and it says select Unicode block, and Patricia probably did do this as well. So you have to come down here and find private area usage. Now this is all in alphabetical order. Oh, I saw it. Where'd it go? There you go. Private use area. Okay, and highlight that. Then look at all the pretty fonts that come in here. Not fonts, but font, all the letters. Really pretty ones. Now the way this is organized is the capital letters are all at the top, and once you scroll down through all of the capital letters, you get to the lowercase letters. Okay. So let's say that you want to type in Happy Easter. Oops, get my fingers on the right keys. And let's imagine that rather than having this plain art at the end, you want to make it something fancy. Now, I am trying to use the wheel on my mouse and nothing's happening. If I come over here, I can use this arrow, or I can use this arrow at the top. If I click on this one, I've got to go all the way down, and I can hold it all the way down till I get to the R's. Remember, they're underneath the capital letters. And QRS, here's an R. Let's say I want to use, I'll say I want to use this one. So it has put it right here for me. Now let's imagine that I want to use a prettier H. So I'm trying again to use the wheel on my mouse and it's not working. So again, I can come over and use this arrow, or I can use this down arrow, and I can get back up to the capital letters like this. Here's what may have happened when Patricia was doing this. If you accidentally use this scroll bar instead of this arrow or this arrow, watch what happens to this area right here, the select Unicode block. Remember, we must have it on private use area. If I use this arrow, it stays there, or this arrow, it stays there. But if I use this scroll bar, watch what happens. It changes it. So all of a sudden you think, what in the world? I have all these blank boxes. Where did my text go? So I can come back to the private use area and scroll way up again because I went way down too far. So I'm holding my mouse down. There we go. And I'm going to go way up to the top where the capital letters are and find a pretty H. Almost there. Okay. That's pretty. I'll use that one. All right. So now the next thing I have to do is I can highlight this, right click and say copy, and then come over to Inkscape. Now in Inkscape, I've already done this, so my text tool is selected. But if your text tool is not selected, say I select this, and then I try to right click and paste, nothing happens. You're like, what is going on? You must have the text tool selected, and you know it's selected because on my, at least on my computer, it turns like a pale blue. So once that's selected, I can come over here, right click and say paste. Okay, where did it go? It should have worked. Okay, there it is. Ah, something's not right though. That does not look like the Samantha font. That's easy to fix, y'all. So what happened was it came in up here with Rockwell. So I need to change this to Samantha. And then it changes it like just in a jiffy like that. Isn't that pretty? So if I want to move it somewhere, I've got to click on the Select and Transform Objects tool, and I can move it. And of course I can make it larger. So that's it. So again, just to refresh very quickly, you need to make sure you're in the private use area. You need to make sure when you're scrolling up and down, if your wheel doesn't work, that you use this up and down, this up arrow or this down arrow, and not this scroll bar. Then you also just copy it and paste it into Inkscape. Okay, so on to the next thing. That was where I'm going to show you the really cool website that I found. So follow me to that. Okay, this site is called Pixabay.com or .org. And when you go to Pixabay, you just come to this page or something like this. I'm not sure if they change this little image up here all the time. I bet they do. But anyway, if you scroll down, if I get it to scroll down to the bottom of this page, you'll notice it says free images and videos you can use anywhere. It's a community of creatives. They share copyright free images and videos. It says it's a CC0 license, Creative Commons, which makes them safe to use without asking permission or giving credit to the artist, even for commercial purposes. So let me see if I can find, well, first of all, let me show you this. There's a vector graphics one. Now, there is something about safe browsing, because I guess there might be nudes. I don't really know. So I click the safe browsing because I don't want a bunch of stuff coming up, but you know, whatever you want. But here I just click vector, and this is what I am seeing right off the bat. Some vector images that are cute. So again, these would be either good for cut and paste, or oh, see, looky there, adult content. No thanks, I'm afraid. Okay, but anyway, there's lots and lots of stuff. But let me see here now. I went to the search function, and I went to bunny, and I think that's all I typed in. Yeah. Isn't he adorable? Look at this guy. And he's even on a transparent background. So it says free download. So let's see what happens when I download him. And look, you can choose which size. Oh, and looky here, you can also get an SVG. I'll try that, just see what happens. Download. Please log in. Okay, I guess I gotta log in. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I had to do that twice for some reason. I didn't get the first confirmation email that they sent me, but I did get the second one. And when I clicked to join, I came to this page. Wow, that's a clean portfolio. I guess, you know, because I don't have anything in there, I didn't click anything. So it says upload 10 images to get rid of all the ads. Well, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I'll come up here to where it says explore and then go to images. And there's that adult content I have on safe search. I don't want to see that jazz, but I'm going to type in again. All right, well, I want to go back to that bunny because I really wanted him to see what happens. So where is he? And I don't know. He was a vector guy. He was so cute. That's cute. Oh, there he is. All right. Okay, it says he's a free download, so I'm going to free download him, and I want to save him as a vector graphic, so we'll see what happens. And it says you can buy them a cup of coffee to support them, but not right now. So I'm going to save the file, and I'm going to save it on my desktop, Bunny. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Cricut Design Space. Okay, I've opened Cricut Design Space, and I came over here and just made the blank canvas a little bit different color just so we could see it more easily. First off, I noticed these things right here that I'd like to get rid of. So I can just highlight them and click the X. Now the next thing that I've noticed is there's all these little lines over here. Look over in the layers palette. I don't need all those little lines to cut out because my black is going to show through. If you'll notice down here, I do have a black outline of the bunny, right? So these little lines right here, I don't need to have. So I'm just going to take these over here and I'm going to hide them because I don't need them. So hide that one, hide that one. And you'll notice that if you look over at the bunny, it's really not changing the way he looks. I just don't need these lines because the black from the background of the bunny will provide the lines. When I did this originally, I didn't come over here to the layers panel. What I was doing was simply going over here and, well, you got to ungroup it, sorry. So the first thing I need to do is just ungroup him. And it just takes a moment or so for him to ungroup. Sometimes some of this takes a little bit longer because I do have my recording going as well. So it's coming back in. So what I did originally was I just started clicking on things, okay, and I thought, you know, I need that. And I need that white. So I was piling the same colors beside each other. I need that piece of white. But it looks like that might also have a lot now. And I need that white. And I want his little top knot. And this white. Now originally I kept coming across all those lines, which I'm not coming across right now. I might down here though. Okay, I need that gray. It's the same color as his head. And I need this gray. I wonder if I've already gotten rid of all the lines. That. Need the white. So these are the colors that what I'm needing. White. Honestly, it looks like there's some black line in there, but it's just the white. 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 Okay, there's some black I don't need because the black of my background is going to show up there. But I do need that little white eyeball. But is that it? No, that's more black I don't need. Don't need that. See over here what that is? It's a line. I don't need that. I don't need that line. I don't need that line. It's easier to just do it over here. I don't need it. So you don't need any of these lines. Maybe there's an easier way to do this, but I don't know for sure. So this works. Look at that. That's just a line. I don't need that. The black of the bunny is going to provide all of that. So I'm hiding all of this jazz that I don't need. And you'll be able to tell if you've hidden something that you probably shouldn't have hidden. Now, I don't want to hide these or this. Let's see if there's any other lines. What is this? It's the white. Must be the eyeball. Oops, yeah, that's the eye I want. Oopsie. I want that white eyeball. And I do want this white eyeball. Oh, but I don't want that black part. So you can either hide it or delete it. I do want his little red mouth. And I'm not sure what that spot is right there. Let's see if I move him. Okay, here we go. There's some more lines I don't need, right? Because when this part right here cuts out, notice how there's going to be cut lines there. So that'll take these, that'll allow you to have those lines. And also when the mouth part, where's that little mouth part? Well, it's in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. You see how that is cut right there? That's going to allow the black of this background to show through. So we don't need any of this stuff. So I can delete all that stuff. I can delete these two things. Come on. There you go. Delete this guy. Delete this. And actually, let's see. That should just about do it. So let's see what happens when we say make it. So we shouldn't be left with any of those just lines. Okay, that's perfect. That's the inner eyeballs and the whites of his eyes, etc. That's good. That's the his gray part. This is his little top knot. Here is his little mouth. little. And there is his little body. So that's it. So when I go to make it and I continue and I make it, this is what I end up with. Okay, the point of this video was not to have this bunny all glued together for you, just to show you what a neat SVG image you can find on that free site. Now, if I wanted to, I could make these and be selling them, and they're not copyrighted, and that's totally acceptable. He's not glued together at all. He's just laying here just so you could see how he looks. But let's go back to that site for one more second and just look around to see what other kind of SVG images we could find. Okay, some of the images that you find on this site would be really excellent, like this guy, for example. Wouldn't this be great done out of vinyl? So, and because you wouldn't want to do this out of cardstock, look at all these little tiny pieces, but vinyl with transfer tape, sweet. Anyway, there's this one thing here you can do. You can go to free download, and then over here it just says view, so you can get a view of what the pieces actually look like up close. And I kind of like to look and see how jaggedy they all are, because you know our machine just has to keep going back and forth if it's a real jagged image. But look at this. This isn't bad at all. This would be a wonderful, I think, vinyl. Okay, I also found this little chick here that I thought would be a lot of fun to make. The thing is, though, there's so much shading here that I wouldn't want to make this an SVG or a cutting file. What I did do was I did the free download, and I chose the largest size of a PNG file. And then what I got was this one right here, which I think turned out super cute. So let's continue back. So there's that little chick. I'm not promising that this will be easy, but you can find a lot of cool stuff on here. But you'll just have to play around with it to see which ones will work as a print and cut or which ones will work as an SVG file. In general, in my opinion, the ones that will work as SVG files are ones that are kind of smooth on the edges and don't have shading in them. So for instance, maybe this guy right here, this one may work as an SVG file. Okay, y'all, I'm going to have to quit now because for some reason my Cricut Design Space is really acting up on me today. Maybe it's for everybody, I'm not sure, but I'm going to restart my computer and see what happens. But anyway, have fun with this site. Remember, it's Pixabay.com, Pixabay.com. And there's lots and lots of cute things. If you can't, or if you don't want to use them as a print and cut, you can download them as an SVG file and try that. It'd be fun to see what y'all find and you're able to come up with. I'd love it if you'd share on our Facebook page, Cricut Design Space with Patty Ann. It'd be kind of cool. So anyway, thanks a lot for joining me, and I hope you have fun with this site. Bye-bye.